Hi everyone, happy Saturday. I'm finally here to give you guys an update on how Max and Merlin did with their surgeries this past Wednesday. If you don't know, Max had a teeth cleaning and he had 2 bumps removed, and Merlin was neutered all on the same day. Thought I'd just get it all done and be done with it. So everybody did fine. Max ended up losing all of his front teeth, all of his incisors, which dogs have 12 incisors, so he lost all of those. And usually, if dogs are going to lose teeth, those are usually the first teeth to go. He also had 2 molars pulled and 1 premolar pulled. Why are you biting your foot, Milo? Milo, stop biting your foot. Why are you chewing on your foot? And then he had a little bump removed on his neck and one on his right front leg that I didn't even know he had. They found that and removed that as well. And they were nothing to be concerned about, just the little bumps that Schnauzers get. But since he was getting put under to have his teeth cleaned, we decided just to have those removed as well. So he did really good. He came home and was not as drowsy like some of my other boys get. He was much more alert and not as tired, like I said, as some of my other boys get. Merlin was neutered. He came home and of course he had a cone on his head. Max did not, they did not put a cone on him, and he wasn't messing with his little, in his neck he didn't get a suture, and on his leg he got 1 stitch. So but he wasn't messing with it, so they didn't put a cone on him. Merlin had a cone and he was just acting nuts. He did not like it. And he was just acting kind of weird, and I thought, is it just because of the cone? So my daughter and I went to PetSmart and got one of those, it looks like a swimming ring that you put around animals' necks that are a little different than the cone. They don't come up over the head. We thought, well, let's get one of these and try this out. Maybe he'll be a little more comfortable. It didn't matter. He was just pacing. His eyes were like bug-eyed. He was rolling in his cat litter, flinging his cat litter all over the place. He was just out of control. He wasn't sleepy at all. So I thought, well, I'm gonna take this off and see how he acts without it, and I'll just keep an eye on him so he doesn't lick at where he was neutered. And it didn't matter. He was still just pacing in his cage and trying to climb on the cage, and his pupils were really big, and I thought, what is going on? And I thought, well, he'll calm down soon and he'll crash and go to sleep, because they gave him a 24-hour injection of pain meds. They didn't send me home with any pain meds for him. They sent me home with pain meds for Max and an antibiotic, but nothing for Merlin. They said that 24-hour shot should do the trick. So don't lick your leg. Don't lick your leg. That's coming up soon about his leg. Anyways, I can't remember what I was saying now. Oh yeah, so I thought he'll crash soon. He'll go to sleep. Here, lay down. There you go. Don't lick your leg. No. I'm gonna have to put your cone on. Well, let's switch from talking about Merlin to talking about Max real quick. I'll finish up with Merlin in a minute after I get this cone on his head. Max left his little stitch alone on his leg for almost 2 days. And then one night when he was in bed, I think it was Thursday evening, sometime in the night, he ripped a stitch out. So now he has an open little sore on his leg. And I've been having to put a cone on Max's head now because he won't leave it alone. And it needs to dry up and heal. Yes, so Max was doing good until he ripped that stitch out. So that's what's going on with Max, to finish up his story so I can move on to Merlin. Okay, so I thought Merlin would crash just from being at the vet, the excitement of that, getting neutered, having the anesthesia, having the pain meds. I thought he's gonna crash soon. He didn't. It was 5:30 in the morning before I went to bed. He was just, like I said, pacing, playing in the, like rolling around in the cat litter, just acting really weird. And I finally got him to go to the bathroom about 5:30 in the morning, go pee. He had peed before that, but I wanted to make sure he went again because I just put him in this little, let me see, it's still here in my room. I put him in, I ended up, after he went to the bathroom, I put him in here with this cone on without any cat litter because when he was in the big dog crate I had him in with the cat litter, he was taking his cone, pushing it into the cat litter and and then flinging the cat litter back on his face. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And we've had Truman and 2 other cats before that, and none of them acted the way Merlin was acting when he was neutered. Finally, I just threw him in there and I'm like, I've got to go to bed. I've got to get some sleep. So I had him sitting here in the bedroom, fell asleep, and of course I couldn't sleep sound, so I'd wake up every now and then, get my phone, turn on my flashlight, and look at him, and he was still awake, just staring at me with his eyes just wide open. So he didn't end up going to sleep until the following day after surgery, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He was up that whole time. And I called the vet and I said, is this a side effect of the pain meds? Could he have gotten too much pain med? Did you not figure out his weight to the dose properly? And they said it could have been the pain medications that they've never heard of. Well, they've never had anyone tell them their cat reacted this way after neutering and having the pain meds. So I don't know if it was a reaction to the anesthesia, which I would have thought would have wore out by that evening, or if it was a reaction to the pain meds, because as soon as about 3 o'clock the next day hit, the pain meds must have been wearing off, and his eyes finally weren't dilated, his pupils weren't big and round anymore. On a cat, they were more pointy. I don't know how to describe the shape. You can see more of the yellow of his eye, and he finally just crashed and slept. I felt so bad for that cat. I felt so bad. About 5 o'clock in the morning, I just started crying. I think just from being tired and just for feeling so bad for him that I couldn't help him, and he was just so almost like a person on meth. That's what my daughter said. Is he on meth? Is he having an acid trip? What is going on? They're playing down here on the floor. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're very distracting, so it's hard to tell a story and not get distracted about what are they doing. So yeah, Merlin is perfectly fine now. After he finally crashed and the pain meds wore off, he's been perfectly fine. He's not been messing with where they had to neuter him, his incision area. He's been fine. What's going on down there? Oh, there's Magnum. Yes, Max has a phone on. Yeah, so now I'm just dealing with Max with this little sore on his leg because he ripped his stitch out. So, but they said they weren't concerned about it. I didn't need to bring him in. Just keep it clean and dry and make sure he's not licking it. They said it would probably take a couple of weeks to heal up. So that's how everything went with Max and Merlin getting their surgeries on Wednesday. Max also got a heartworm check and his leptoparvo, I think something else, vaccination. He had to get to 2. So we just got to get his little sore. What are you doing to my pillows? What are you doing to my pillows? What are you doing to my pillows? What are you doing? They've been very cooped up today because we're in the middle of an ice storm here in Michigan. If you were on my social media, you'll know we have an ice storm going on right now. And that's the reason why I didn't do this update video yesterday, because I was busy running to the grocery store yesterday morning because I knew they would be packed at night after everybody got out of work yesterday, and they were. I saw some pictures on social media. The lines were just backed up I heard people were fighting at the stores over things, just ridiculous. Got our propane tanks filled because my husband has heaters out in the garage because when he likes to sit out in the garage and smoke cigars. So we got our propane tanks filled up in case we lose power. I can cook on the grill. My husband bought a generator. Hey, don't get too crazy over there. Come here, Magnum. Don't get too crazy over there. They're just playing. Don't you get too crazy over there. My husband he's friends with the manager at Gilroy's because Gilroy's is right next to his real estate office. And he texted him last night and said, do you have any generators still in stock? And he said, yeah, we got one left. So he told him to hold that for him. He was going to pick it up this morning, which he did. So they're sold out now. And the family farm and home down the road is sold out. So come here, Magnum. Come here. Stop sniffing him there. So all around here is sold out of generators. We thought we really want to get a whole house generator. But we need to get some electrical wiring redone in the spring. Come here. You leave them alone. And then save up to get a whole house generator because with 6 dogs and 2 cats, we can't just up and leave if the power's out and like go stay at a hotel that may have power. You wondering why he's got a pony jerking him out? We can't just up and leave the animals. No hotel is going to let us bring 8 animals to the hotel with us. So we got some firewood too for our fireplace in case we need some heat. We also have our gas fireplace in the Schnauzer room, our front room. So if we had to, if we ran out of firewood, we could turn on the gas fireplace and close that room off and stay in there and have some heat too. And we have a little space heater we could run with the generator. So we're as prepared as we can be for this storm. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't lose power. We already have some ice buildup on the ground. The roads seem to still be pretty good. Traffic's still moving normally. The good thing was yesterday it got up to 50 degrees here in Michigan in January. Unbelievable. So the roads were pretty warm. So what's falling right now is pretty much melting as it hits the roads, but I can see on the trees and these evergreen bushes at the neighbors, the ice is starting to build up on the trees and bushes. So, and we're supposed to have this all through the night. So I'm praying we don't lose power, but we're set just in case we do for a little bit. And I know some people said they had an ice storm in Canada, I think it was, in the 90s. And a lot of people lost power there for like 2 weeks. So I would much rather this be a snowstorm because 8 inches or more of snow is better than this ice, let me tell you. So yeah, please pray for everybody in the path of this crazy storm going on right now here. What else? I think that's it. Oh, a lot of people in the last video noticed Magnum was sitting with his right paw up and they thought maybe he was hurt. He's not. He does that all the time. He sits like that all the time. And I remember when he first started doing it, I thought the same thing and I'd look his paw over, checking his toenails and seeing if he was okay. But that's just one of his little characteristics, I guess you'd say. He'll sit there and just lift, and it's always his right paw. He sits like that a lot. It's quite funny. But yes, Magnum is totally fine. That's just something he does. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go and hopefully get this video uploaded before something may happen with power. Get it to you guys, and I will update on social media on my Facebook page. Kind of what's going on. It has been quite the problem of getting the boys to go outside and go to the bathroom because as soon as they hear the ice hitting the deck, they completely stop and turn around and come back in the house. So we've been having to kind of like push them out the door and even go out on the deck to get them to go downstairs and go potty. So it's going to be a long day of getting these boys to go outside and do their business in this mess. Yes. So, and we have plenty of salt because if you remember, I bought bags of salt to hold our Christmas tree up in case the kitten got in it so he wouldn't knock it over. So we have tons of salt. So everything should be good here. So I'm praying it is. I know there's a flood warning right now. A lot of streets are getting flooded over because of all the rain. A lot of the creeks and the rivers are starting to flood. So yeah, it's just a mess. So, all right guys, I hope to see you guys again on Monday in our next video. And I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you later.